Hi, my lovelies. I just got done swimming, which is why my hair is wet. So, as I'm swimming, I'm processing if I want to get on here and say this or not, but I kind of feel like I need to. So, the heat set world has been quite the challenge. I really owe an apology to the heat set community when I used to think you guys had it easier than air dry, because you really don't. There are way more complications in heat set than there are in air dry. I know that I've been working on these kids for quite some time, but there were times that I wasn't working because when I brought my ovens in the house, I really didn't think about when you open the window how cold it was going to be and all that kind of stuff, and how much colder it is down there. And so a majority of the winter I wasn't able to bake, and that's what has really delayed this process. The other issue is you are going to have more paint sticking issues in heat set than you are air dry, in my own experience. That's how it's been. But the pickle kit has been the most challenging out of every kit I've done in heat set. He's been the most challenging, and so I didn't understand why. I cleaned him really good, scrubbed him, I did everything I was supposed to do. Everything I did to all the other kits. And even before I had stripped him, he started out this way, where he was starting to run into problems that I noticed as he got darker. I have spoken to other artists, and they have told me that this can happen in heat set, depending on what they're using to prevent the vinyl from sticking to the mold. And sometimes it can just be harder to get off some kits than others, and no one really knows why, but it is what it is. Some kits are just more testy, and he's been very testy. We don't know when we start painting them what's going to happen. Had I known he was going to be a difficult kit, there's no way I would have done him as a custom, but the other kits have mostly been the common issues, which is ears, tip of ears, tip of nose, and lips. Those are very common issues I've heard, and fingers, and fingertips, and toes, bottom of the toes. This is very common issues that they have. And I've gone to a lot of artists asking, what do I do? The paint won't stick, the paint won't do this. I've tried primer, top of Irresistible's primer. I've tried other primers, and nothing was working. So somebody told me to use thin down varnish. So I did that, but I used Liquid Thin. And then that created it to be more blotchy. So then I tried it with using Exodus thinning oil, because I don't use toxic paint thinners, and that worked like a charm. So ever since I figured that out, I wish I had known that a long time ago, or I wouldn't have had to have stripped him. I wouldn't have had to have gone through trial, error, and don't even get me started on the money that I've spent on product after product after product trying to get this paint to stick. Stuff I ordered from the American side, stuff I ordered here in Canada. Doing everything that I can to fix this kit. So anyway, things are finally progressing with Pickle. He's doing excellent. His color is gorgeous. He does have some problematic areas, but most of those areas are in the rooting section. Thank God for that. But his modeling I just did came out gorgeous, So someone who knows the person, like through online, who knows my customer, not personally, but just from lives and stuff, she comes in and she starts interrogating me with all these questions about why it's taking so long, what I'm gonna do for the customer for the length of time, and just question after question after question after question, and it didn't stop, And then I had people private messaging me like, why are they asking you this stuff? Like, what is that of their business? I don't understand. We never see your customer asking these questions, you know. And her and I have talked about it, and you know, why things are taking longer and why things are happening with what. I mean, she's an artist, so she has things that happen to her. So, you know, I was really surprised about how that went. I wound up, you know, breaking down on the live because I was just so mentally exhausted. You know, the Willow kit that I've been working on, who I was almost done. Well, the Primrose kit fell over onto her when I was baking them. I had them together, and one just tipped over. This actually just happened to another artist not long ago. So they got stuck together. Primrose is fine, but Willow lost the paint there. I tried to do like a birthmark, but I'm not really trained in birthmarks yet. So it didn't turn out that great. So my customer said, no worries, just strip her. So I stripped her, and I kid you not, she has Willow by Bonnie Stevens. She has like this, smiling, and her tongue sticks out. So it's like that. Well, her vinyl split from here all the way to here, only at the top of the mouth, right under the lips here, all the way over, and then her ear split here because it was the weakening of the vinyl, and this was a thinner vinyl than I was used to working with too. Because they're not the expensive kits. They're like cuddle heads, you know, on McPherson. And I was shocked. You know, I've never seen anything like that before, personally. I've seen it happen to other artists, but it's never happened to me. I generally keep my oven at 270 Fahrenheit. In the winters, sometimes I keep it as low as 265 because it rises from trying to keep the heat. I couldn't believe that happened. And then the next day, I have someone who's not even a customer interrogating me, asking me questions that are not even any of her business. Like, if people want to ask me, you know, how come it's not sticking, or, you know, how come you're having so much problems with it? I'm glad to answer those questions. I'm glad to help people, but you do not ask questions, personal questions about what I'm doing for my customer, you know, to make up for timing, to make up for this. You know, this is not even my fault. This is a vinyl issue. This is not a Tanja issue, okay? Like, I'm doing everything I can to get this kid to take paint, and this girl's gonna come into my live and make it like I'm doing something wrong. This happens to even master artists. I mean, it's just a thing that happens. I couldn't believe her goal. I just broke down because I was just so mentally exhausted and upset. You know, meanwhile, my customer, whose cuddle head was almost completed, winds up splitting all the way like this, and the ear splitting. Doesn't give me a hard time at all. Says, you know, things happen, Tanja. You know, this is art. You know, I understand. You know, these things happening, you always make it right. Don't worry about it. You know, I know it's personal for you too when something goes wrong. And so I ordered her a new head from McPherson. Thank God it's not a sold out edition. But you guys, I can't do customs and heat set anymore. There's too much risk. You know what I'm saying? There's just too much risk. But Pickle will not be on the lives anymore because I cannot concentrate on my work when I have trolls and posers who are pretending to follow me, but they're really snooping for other people. So, it's not happening. But anyway, I appreciate you all who support me and follow me. I appreciate my customers who are understanding and know that I am not a machine, that I am a person, and we do what we can do, and we do the best timing we can. So I thank you all, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. Until the next one, ta-ta.